takes people out into the field and has them either live interact with or eyewitness a Sasquatch. That's my job. I'm a Sasquatch researcher. We'll be asking, or people will be asking, and I'll be answering questions pertaining to the subject of Sasquatch slash Bigfoot. Little Yeti, a little bit of Yowie, maybe a little bit of Yeren. We'll get it all in there. So we're talking about bipedal hominids that are as of yet unrecognized by general science. I have some announcements I'll be talking about in the show. Um, Lots. Oh my God, there's lots of really cool stuff. I had a fantastic day. Um, just yeah, negotiating and uh, just doing some work on the Nia Bay expedition. That's Washington State. So two amazing expeditioners. I was really excited to have out. One's an MD, a medical doctor, a kidney specialist who's been coming up with me for years, who's had incredible, tremendous success, is unable to attend the Nia Bay expedition. Paul, boom, right on cue. Paul pops up. Paul will be back, of course, but so I'm going to have two different people. It's kind of exciting. Who's I actually can't talk about Paul's on that expedition. Paul, that'll be Paul's second year on the Nia Bay expedition and his third year doing expeditions with me in a row. And we'll be going to Eugene, Oregon, and doing Paul's whole thing. I'm not quite like I'm talking about it, and I tell people to get ready for it. And I know there's quite a few people that have emailed me and said, "Hey, I'm in Oregon. Hey, I'm going to come out for that," and that's fantastic. Paul's got all the dates and stuff. I'm just buried in paperwork here. I got all this paperwork in front of me. I got so much just expeditions. I started working on the expedition process in November, and I'm just finalizing everything right now. It's taking a lot of time, and then just doing the videos, and there's so much stuff going on right now. I guess it's not going to hurt to mention it. There's a big celebrity, especially to me, a huge. Even I'm gonna give a little bit of information. So there's a former UFC champion that wants to do like a paranormal show with me. It won't be just about Sasquatch. It'll be all kinds of paranormal stuff that I'll be investigating. That's potentially going to happen. So in case you don't know, it's very difficult for me to get involved in a television show because shows like Expedition Bigfoot, Finding Bigfoot, Hunting Bigfoot, all that crap, they're fake. They lie. And that's why you have to put me in a category with Dr. Jeff Meldrum, with Dr. John Benernagel, even Dr. Ian Redmond. These are all colleagues of mine that I've wanted to do shows with, and I've not been able to because the lying, backstabbing, cheating Hollywood producers that do shows won't tolerate our honesty. They want to lie, they want to cheat, they want to backstab, and people like myself and John Benernagel and Jeff Meldrum will not have never tolerated that. Did you ever wonder why it is? I mean, who's the top men in the field of Sasquatch? Really, really, like over the last decade. And if in the top three you don't have John Benernagel and Jeff Meldrum, you got a problem. So, and why have they never been in TV shows? You think they don't get offers? I've had offers for them, with them, through them, and the answer is because they won't lie. Do you understand that? Not even to the point of these shows. If I catch them lying, if I catch them cheating, I'm going to expose them. I will not allow the lies. And all the shows that are out there, I don't want to be besmirching and bashing anybody, but you think they didn't call me? I have never seen a show that went to air that didn't call me at length and negotiate with me for months, sometimes almost a year. Negotiate. I'm trying to work with these people. The only So there have been shows that came out and acutely did an episode with me, which is great. But the only show that ever came out and said, I'm going to tell the truth, everything's going to be above board, and whatever happens, that's what's going to be part of the show. That show was called Survivor Man. Hmm? And Survivor Man, I'll tell you this, I'm actually working with Les again. Paul's going to do some stuff with Les. So Les wanted to come out last year. It didn't work out, but I'm talking with Les right now. So he's got that Bigfoot documentary. I wish him tremendous success with that. I think he wants to put me in it, which is fantastic. I'm totally up for that. But Les, when he sat down with me, and the meeting, let me tell you about it. This is pretty cool. So I'm going to tell you everything too. So I was working on a native reserve with some Nakota uh, First Nations people in Canada. And Les was coming down to do a seminar at the Fairmont Hotel in Jasper, which is about a 3-hour drive from the Nakota reservation that I was doing Sasquatch research on. So I told him, hey, I'll come. This is the first time I got to meet him because we've been working for almost a year. We were trying to get a show together because Les is working with the networks and they're all like, no Bigfoot, no Bigfoot. And Les is like, yeah, I want to do Bigfoot. So it's very difficult. And Les had to be very uh, foxy, very like he put it together in a way that was brilliant because he's a brilliant man. He knows how to work with these people who are very dishonest and end up being honest and tell the truth. So that's a skill that Survivor Man has that is amazing. So he's at the Fairmont. The Fairmont Hotel in Jasper is a 5-star hotel, like gorgeous, incredible. If you don't know about the Fairmont hotels here in Canada, they're the best hotels. If you go to Fairmont, it's 5 stars right across the board. Incredible, amazing hotels. So so I tell him I can meet him, but it's after an expedition. So he's doing a seminar, and after the seminar, I go meet him at the Fairmont. He has me meet him at the restaurant. Why come back? I was in the bush. And especially when I used to do expeditions, dude, I went backcountry. I came back bloodied and scratched and dirty. So I come in and I got my coat on and stuff. So I come into the restaurant. They're like, sir, you can't come in here. Les is like, you got to get him in here. I need him. So it's a Fairmont. So they gave me a jacket and a tie. So I put on this jacket and tie. I still got my dirty pants on and I'm all dirty and cut up, but literally right out of the bush, right? So I sit down and I got my jacket still with me. I just took it off. And I won't leave my jacket because there's Sasquatch scat in it. And so I'm telling Les and I'm showing him what's going on. And I go, look at this. I just came back. Look at these cool tracks. And these Sasquatch tracks led to scat. Look at that. That's Sasquatch excrement. And he goes, wow. Like and he's very impressed. He's blown away that I have all this stuff that I just got. He goes, where is it? I go, well, it's in my coat. He goes, pull it out. I go, I'm not pulling out. Like we're in a 5-star restaurant. I'm not pulling out Sasquatch excrement. He goes, yes, you are. He goes, waiter, plate. So the waiter comes over with a plate. And I pull out Sasquatch excrement and we put it on the plate, half of it out of the bag. He goes, waiter, knife. He cuts it open. He's looking at this, but we're in this restaurant. There's a piece of excrement on a plate. He didn't care. He's Survivor Man. He's like, when Les goes into a place, Les is a beast. He owns it. He's a celebrity. He's famous. People come and hug him all the time and they recognize him all the time everywhere he goes. And people come up to him, I love you, Les. They give him big hugs and they have some incredible story to tell him. So he's there. And then he did a seminar with I don't know how many people were there just to see Survivor Man. So he's getting all this attention, but he's Survivor Man. He's the man, right? He wants to look at Sasquatch excrement on a plate. It's going to happen. So, but what's amazing is he's quiet. He's looking at it. He's breaking it open. He's looking at it. He's checking it out. He's like, first of all, I've never seen excrement that big. It was bigger than a grizzly bear, like huge. So this was a 9.5 foot tall, over 900-pound male Sasquatch excrement. It was enormous scat. He's trying to be skeptical. He's always been skeptical with me. You saw the shows. So, and then there's no sign of meat and there's juniper leaves. He's identifying because the man is brilliant. The man is legit. He's real boots on the ground. That dude is legit, especially when it comes to North American backcountry wilderness. The dude is absolutely legit. So he's identifying leaves, berries, and stuff that are in this excrement, clearly partially digested, and he can't identify it. He's like, I don't know what would eat this. Leaves from a juniper, these bunch berries, these kind of berries. It's all mixed in with different kinds of leaves and pine needle leaves. It's like, wow, I don't think a bear would eat this. And a bear is not that, their scat's not that big. And then when he saw the picture of where I took it beside tracks, he was impressed. So we had the meeting there, and Survivor Man and I, we are legitimate backcountry wilderness experts. We have like a relationship, like we can talk about, oh man, this and that. When I was backcountry, you ever done that? And you ever seen this happen? I've never been able to do that with anybody else. I don't know if he can say that, but I have people that are amazing and fantastic, and but very rarely I can meet. I've never met anybody who literally has spent weeks in the backcountry wilderness the way I have. I've never I don't know anybody who does that. Even, oh, I guess my native elders, but I'm culturally very connected with Les. We can have really impressive conversations. So, anyways, at the end of this conversation for this show, he smiles at me. He says, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if it's going to offend you or not, but I'm going to tell you anyways. He said, you know, you're famous. At this time, I was all over the news, all over newspapers and stuff. He goes, I'm going to be extra famous because I'm going to prove you're telling the truth, or I'm going to expose you for a fraud. How do you feel about that? And I went, and he's like, you know, he's giving me, he's telling me it's this way. And you know what I did? I smiled and I sat back and I said, let's do it. Bring it. And he looked at me like, what's this guy? Is this guy crazy? Oh, yeah. This dude's telling the truth and I have nothing to fear. Ask Paul. Who else is on here? James will be on here. Like, fearless, because it's Sasquatch out there. And if they don't show up, we don't see Sasquatch. And it rarely happens that they don't show up. They're around, they're interacting with us. People get exceptional experiences. They see incredible pieces of evidence. I mean, it is absolutely freaking awesome. Look at the videos I do. Right now, the world is not excited about what I do because people still don't believe me. They still don't get it. I've taken out the best in the world. Like, who's next? That's all I have to say. Who is freaking next? I take people out. There has never been a single person who legitimately put their heart and soul into an expedition with me and went home and went, there's maybe there have been people I haven't, like maybe my convincing people of Sasquatch, like wholeheartedly, they go home and 100% I'm convinced of Sasquatch. That's probably only 90% because sometimes they don't show up and sometimes the people just aren't agreeable to it. But no one ever even came close. Like they'll tell you, Todd's backcountry. He's killing it. Like there's something going on out there. Is the least they can say. Like I don't understand what I saw, and that didn't make any sense. And there were some things that intrigued me. So they go home at least with that, and that's 10% of people. 90% of people go home if they were already convinced that Sasquatch exists. They're also convinced my research is 100.0% legit, and you can only ever there's no because we get lied to because there's so much little boy who cried wolf crap, you know, so much garbage out there. Look at the TV shows I was talking about. There's so much ass garbage out there that people have doubts. I'm just telling the truth, and I hope you all. I bet you I bet you 90% of you are like, yeah, we know Todd. You don't have to. I'm preaching to the choir here a little bit, but I like that story. I probably told it a few times before, but that's the first time I ever met Les Stroud was at a five-star restaurant with Sasquatch scat. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Julie. So Julie is one of the people that's one of the many people now that keep asking me about the Eugene, Oregon thing. And so I'm going to have like, I just want to have like incredible detailed information when I have it. And I'm actually going to work on that for next week. I have to have it done. So Paul, I'm committing to that big time. It's on my board. It's next. You can't be first, but you can be next. That's my thing with Sasquatch. I tell it to people, you can't be the first person that I've guided out to and has seen a Sasquatch under my guidance, but you can be number 37 because I've already had 36. Royal. So everybody knows Royal is, wow. So Royal's been sending me little videos of my images that have been brought to life with AI. Like, you know how you can have those old black and white photos of your grandparents and they move and they smile and, you know, they cross their arms or something. They're doing that with my Sasquatch. AI, I know a lot of people are indifferent about it. It is going to prove so that my footage is real. It's already happening. I'm getting stuff every day. I can't even talk about what people are telling me with AI. AI is saying unhoaxable, absolutely factual, living being. Like the best programs in the world that are doing 100 billion points are noting things in my Sasquatch footage that can't be hoaxed, that make it absolutely authentic. The word is getting out there. And you know how surprised I am? This is also, you see the space between my fingers? That's how surprised I am. Zero. I knew this was going to happen. So, but you'll see Royal in the thumbnail. That's a still image from Royal had Jake kind of turn, and it's looking good. It's looking really good. I'm finding that, so this is what I'm able to do now. Is there a certain AI? So Royal's AI of Jake is making Jake a little browner and look a little older. And there was another AI that I saw that made Jake look a little darker and a little younger. And that one feels more authentic to me. I'll start talking about those in my videos that's coming out. And then when people do Jane, what I'm seeing as a difficulty is her body is weird. So she has a body like the Patterson female. She has breasts, but the AI is making the body look kind of dumpy and weird, and it doesn't move very well. So, and I don't, the only way I could fix that is I would say take Jane's hair and her skin and her face and put that on the Patterson female, because the Patterson female is a different kind of color. And I think the Patterson female, she's older. Jane was probably about 14 years old, I think. She wasn't even an adult yet. And what we see in the Patterson footage, that's a full adult female. She's wearing out parts of her hair that wear, and Jane was like all fresh and new, like a young fox or a young coyote or even a young bear. They look all vibrant. Even like young gorillas are kind of bushy, and their hair looks just young, right? And the Patterson female has that older hair look to me, and that's what I'm seeing in your stuff, Royal. Is it makes Jake look a little older, and he's not. He's Jake isn't. He's probably 17 when I filmed him there. He got a little bit bigger, not much, but he sure looked young. Like his hair follicles looked young. So, but I'm not complaining. I'm really happy with it. It's it looks better. Like Royal's AI of Jake looks better than my photograph. So I'll give you that. I think my photograph's like I think it's like a 4 out of 10 from what I compared to what you see. It's a crystal clear Bigfoot photo. But guys, like I'm not a photographer, and if I was a photographer, it wouldn't make any difference because you can't get your subject out of where he is. He's just there, and you have to deal with the elements immediately. You get these meatheads going, why didn't I ask the Sasquatch to move into better light? Are you retarded? Like, do you have any kind of cognitive? You're a moron. I'm seeing lots of photographs, even so. What I compare it to here, we have Bear 122. He's probably still alive. They call him the boss. He's the biggest grizzly bear around. He's the big male that breeds with most of the females. And there's lots of pictures of the boss that look awful. Like he looks plastic in his nose and his eyes look kind of fake. Just weather and elements and lighting. What's going on? Maybe even the boss was starving that week. He hadn't eaten in a week or two, and he's having a hard time. He's got cracks in his nose. So if you'd never seen a grizzly bear before, and I showed you half the pictures they have of a real grizzly bear at the boss, you go, "There's no such thing. That's completely fake." So I'm loving the way I have the ability to step outside of the box and go, you know, I see pictures of orangutans in the rain. They look plastic and fake, and they're not. They're real orangutans. And if you take that and apply that to what I'm doing, because some of my photos, like people legitimately say Jane looks like Ewok. Well, Ewoks were the best special effects makeup artist in the world, and it was a static face. It was excellent special effects. I don't have that capability. And if you saw where I filmed it, I don't know. It just never hurt my feelings because I know that anybody who does anything that's exceptional, and you can't argue if I have actually filmed Sasquatch, and I tell you I have, it is freaking exceptional. And I filmed them on multiple occasions. It's exceptional. And if you do things that stand out, nobody in the history of humanity has filmed Sasquatch on multiple occasions with good quality like I have. Nobody's done that. And as Jeff Melgen will say, and I'm going to quote him, if indeed they are real, they are the greatest collection of Sasquatch evidence in existence. So they are real. And I know that. And he knows that too. And Survivor Man knows that. And John Bitternagel knew that. John Bitternagel said, "I am convinced that Todd Standing has filmed portraits of the Sasquatch face." And because he knew and he was convinced by what he saw and what I was teaching him and the levels. There are levels to everything. I like jujitsu. I've been studying jujitsu for before I ever became popular. My son's in jujitsu. There are levels that you just can't compete with some people. Like they just train so much jujitsu and they're so badass. You just can't verse them. There's levels. Like even up in black belts, there are just levels where people are just so high and untouchable. You can't mess with them. And life is like that. There are levels to everything, levels to tracking, levels to wilderness experience, levels. And I don't know what to say. I've filmed Sasquatch 8, 9 times. I got multiple. I don't even keep. I have video 9 now coming out in the next documentary coming out in April for sure. And there'll be video 10, video 11. It's just never going to stop, guys. So yeah. Look at this. Silver Cobra says, Todd, do Sasquatch find us tasty? Probably not. So, um, I don't. Yeah, I don't know anything of Sasquatch. I've never heard anything legit of Sasquatch eating people. Hello, John. Boom. So that doesn't make any sense. What he's saying. Royal says, "Hey, Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New Year! This is our first show in the new year? I think so because I didn't do the show for Christmas. Oh, hello, Kim. Very nice to see you here, dear. Kim came out this year. Had man, I just when I think about again, like all the incredible people that we're so lucky to have as part of this cooperation, I'm just awestruck. Kim is such a one of the many people that are so talented, so exceptional, so knowledgeable, and brings so much to this discovery process. And I'm so grateful for that. There we go. Look at this. And let's do this for a second. So on February 27th, I will be presenting Discovering Bigfoot in Eugene with Q&A, MC by Paul. Links in the coming weeks. There we go. Also, Todd will be doing a talk back with me after the matinee of my main play on March the 1st. So there you go. February 27th and March the 1st at least. And I'll be around in between all that stuff. So, and I would love, man, any opportunity to meet you guys, to go hang out. Want to buy me dinner, buy me breakfast, buy me lunch? I love to eat. Yeah. And yeah, I'll just be out there having a great time. It's not likely to have anything wilderness happening. You never know with me. You never like I went to the Sasquatch Summit, and this dude just shows up, and for lunch we went over his property, and boom, there was Sasquatch evidence, Sasquatch tree breaks, Sasquatch weavings, Sasquatch tracks, just like that. Boom, boom, boom. I just never know it's really Sasquatch. They're just capable of so much. So, hello, John, Merry, Happy New Year. Royals saying hi. There's James Penner. That's my man. So it's yeah, funny that so this is how silly I can be sometimes. So I'm talking about the success this year because there was a lady who had number 33 and number 34 sightings. And the lady that had the 33rd sighting, her number is 3. That's always been her number. She loves 3, and she was the 33rd person to see a Sasquatch. It's amazing. It's going to be on video. It's going to come out. I filmed the whole thing. What a spectacular expedition. That is not coming out for months. The videos I'm doing right now were filmed in June of 2025. And I'm just going to go through the whole system all the way back to the end. So 33, 34, 35 is Cabin in the Woods. So James, I'm talking to James about this. He goes, what number am I? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, I saw a Sasquatch. I go, you mean the photograph you took? He goes, yeah, Todd, I saw the one in the photograph. And I'm like, right. I didn't add that. So I go, oh, I guess it's 36. So even though James saw a Sasquatch years ago, he's number 36. This is just what on AI, when you Google my name about Todd Standing, he does an intricate thing and watches the Survivor Mans. And one of the things it says about me is, oh, I see Bigfoot everywhere. And that's one of the criticisms about Todd. That's from 2014. It's really a mistake. I've proven 1,000 times since then with my expeditions, it's not like that at all. I see bear, I call it bear. I see elk. I'll see Sasquatch stuff and I go, let's not be sure yet. I'm very skeptical, guys, really. And that's proof of it. Oh yeah, you, right? And I bet you people are going to comment, hey, Todd, what about when I saw that? I mean, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So there's at least 36 people that I've taken out into the wilderness and have eyewitnessed a Sasquatch under my guidance. Even some people have had multiple sightings. And then some people have been trained by me. This was my favorite, and gone out and had sightings with my training, with my knowledge, with what I've taught them, have gone off on their own and had their own sightings. Man, the first year that happened, I had 3 people go have sightings without me, and I was so freaking excited. So I don't really count those anymore because it's going on, and it's getting a little in the stats. It's getting a little crazy. So there's probably about 12 people that I've trained now that have gone out and seen Sasquatch, and then there are people that I work with and expeditions that have seen Sasquatch on multiple occasions. I can think of 1, 2, 3, 4 people at least off the top of my head that have eyewitnessed Sasquatch 2 times or more on expedition with me. So when I say there's 36 people in a room that have seen Sasquatch, and believe me too, when someone sees a Sasquatch, when James got a photo of a Sasquatch, we went right to where that Sasquatch was. We checked out the ground. There was impression evidence. There was scent evidence. The evidence is there. When Nicole saw a Sasquatch this year. She had doubts. She was very skeptical. I wasn't because I saw the look on her face, and there was a Sasquatch around. I knew it, and I was being attentive to my expeditioners. I always want them to get the sighting. It doesn't matter if Todd Standing sees a sighting for the 177th time. It means it's not significant. I'm out there to guide these people, so I'm not. I know the Sasquatch is there, and I'm positioning people to get success. So everybody's positioned. Everything I do matters. Everything is set up. I'm the guide. I run stuff out there. I'm the boss man on the trail. People do what I say. I separate people. I push them out. I tell them where they're going to go, and I watch them as they move. And everybody's in tune to what I'm doing. Everybody's lives are kept safe by me. I have a 0% injury rate after all the people I've taken out. So I'm watching Nicole. I'm hearing the Sasquatch moving in. I'm positioning everybody. People are all looking the right, and then I look over and I see what Nicole. I see Nicole look at the sound I can hear, and I look at her face go white. And then out of the corner, and I'm watching Nicole, and then I have to look back at the other expeditioners off in the distance, and I'm seeing that figure out of the corner of my eye. I know it's a Sasquatch, and then Nicole literally just changes, and then she goes into this mode of she needs my guidance to make sure she doesn't. She just saw a Sasquatch. She's in the hell of backcountry, middle of nowhere, and she just saw a Sasquatch. So now it's my job to make sure that she and her husband's there with her and the other expeditioners. She actually had a bit of a panicky. Oh my god! I just saw a Sasquatch. That happens a lot, most of the time, I think. And so now I have to guide her through the experience. So I guide her through the experience. I get her and the other expeditioners that the other two ladies that were there. They knew there was a Sasquatch there. So Ashley was there. She knew there was a Sasquatch there. So after I get everybody fluid and resonating with positivity and goodness, we go over there and there's Sasquatch tracks on the ground. So we don't understand that once the sighting transpires, that's the first step. And then what do you do after that? Where do we go after that? What happened for the rest of the expedition? What happened in at the spot? So that's all the evidence we gather, all that stuff. And it's usually pretty significant, the other bit of evidence that we can go get. So um, that's the expedition. Come to Maine. I would love to do an expedition in Maine, Zach. Oh my God. Um, but so I guess I could talk so much all day about. Let's answer some questions for a while. What's up, Todd? Hey, Stork. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Bigfoot community. She says Royal Creations, Sasquatch Mod Squad. There's Andy. Thanks for tuning in, Andy. So Judy says, "Hi, Todd. I've been seeing a lot of your Bigfoots on YouTube, Jake and Jane, and the real black Bigfoot. Yeah, that's a Kubota. and and what's super cool, if you don't know, I named Jake and Jane in the beginning. This is funny. I was more on the side of science, and I wanted to keep my subjects separate. I wanted to be I'm the observer and they're the subjects, and I wanted to keep it Jake, Jane, John, very professional, right? Nope, that doesn't work. That won't work. Jane Goodall didn't do it, and Diane Fossey certainly didn't do it. It's very personal. It's very spiritual. That's the way it is now. And and Kubota, a Sasquatch said his name, and it wasn't by me that I heard that, but I know they're telling the truth, and an incredible story. So yeah, Julie saying hi to people. Thanks for tuning in, Julie. How do I go for one of your expeditions? Go to the website. My website is discoveringbigfoot.org. That's where you can apply. Always apply. You never know what's going to happen. So I'll make this real quick. I don't know if I've done this announcement. So it's official. Kyle has been hired. Kyle is going to be hosting expeditions. So on my expeditions, every single expedition, I don't pick people up at the airport anymore. Kyle does that. Kyle picks them up, brings them out, settles them all in, and then I come out to the expedition. And then the beginning of Kyle's expedition, I'll be there for the first few days, and then Kyle finishes the expedition. Next year, once Kyle builds up a following, a respect, when he's got a style that people can recognize, next year Kyle will do expeditions entirely on his own, and Kyle and I will hire another assistant, and that assistant will start doing expeditions, and then And then the year after that, I want Kyle to leave. I want Kyle to go to Nia Bay in Washington State and run expeditions there, or Montana. And then I have another person coming up. I want that person to go do expeditions in Nordic in 2028. This is so important to me. And I'm doing this because Jeff Meldrum and John Benenagel are gone. When you watch Discovering Bigfoot, there's only one person in that movie who is still around, and that's me. So, and why I'm saying this is I want the discovery process to grow on. Who took Jeff's spot when he passed? And then you get crickets. I don't really think anybody took his spot. Who took John Benenagel's spot when he passed? Crickets. Like people didn't. So these great men are passing away. Who's taking their place? We are going to do that as best we can. Don't get upset because I'm not trying to be offensive. You got to understand, if I'm I'm a student of the greatest four men that I'm wholeheartedly a student of, 100%, is my Cree elder, Musqueam. He's a Northern Cree elder who's passed away. Survivor Man, Jeff Meldrum, Dr. Jeff Meldrum, and John Benenagel. That is where I'm cut from. That's the cloth from which I have grown. I'm a child of those great men. Those are my mentors. So a little bit of John, a little bit of Jeff, a little bit of Survivor Man, a little bit of Northern Cree, Native, and I've grown, of course. But those are the core foundations I'm built off of. So now what's happening is, when I got a lot of years to go. I ain't going anywhere soon. Don't get me wrong. I feel very young and I got decades and decades to go for sure. But I want every year, I want a new person to come on board, learn the craft, learn what I do, learn the little secrets that I have, develop their own style, and go off and have their own Discovering Bigfoot Center. I want it to grow to the point where in 2029, Kyle's got an apprentice, and Kyle's going to train somebody to go to Idaho. And then the next year, Kyle trains somebody again, and the person in Idaho, Doug in Idaho, trains somebody to go to Washington. And then Kyle's new person goes to Wyoming, and then to Texas, and then to Florida. And so that's how we're going to grow. I cannot be stagnant every year. I owe it to Dr. Meldrum and to Dr. Benenagel to grow this discovery process. And I've been way too stagnant. I've been keeping it too long. I've been training people as best I can, but you should all be very excited to know that I'm training people to run Discovering Bigfoot Center. I literally have a franchise. It's 2 trailers, a truck, e-bikes. These are the foods we give people. This is how we take care of them. This is how we hike. This is how we manage things. We need a piece of land in Montana, in Wyoming, in Texas, in Florida, in Alabama. That's what I'm doing. I will continue to grow this cooperation. In the next 10 years, we should have at the very least, 20 Discovering Bigfoot research centers all across North America. And you know what? It's a done deal. When I say at least, I'm talking bare minimum. The next 10 years, I will have 20 of these Discovering Bigfoot research centers, because what I do I can't do a computer program teaching this. It's got to be in the bush. It's got to be boots on the ground. It pisses me off that I have over 1,000 people that want to come out on expedition with me. And I'd love to take them all. I want to work with everybody. I could take out 30 people a year, and most of them are repeats. So I'm only taking out maybe 10 new people a year, not even that. That's not going to fly. It's not going to work. I was on Gaia and I had 50 requests for expeditions. I'd like to have them all come out. Out of the 50 people from Gaia, I'm taking out 2. That's not going to fly. That's not growth. That's a mild swelling. So with the expansion, Kyle will have his own YouTube page. Every Discovering Bigfoot Research Center will have their own thing. They'll do festivals. We'll get sponsorships. I've already got sponsors on board that are fluid, man. Sponsors that just like, man, I don't want to talk about them yet. But like that's just like, it's just peas and carrots with Sasquatch research. These sponsors, so really good, honest, integral companies, and then they sponsor, and then for a living, these other individuals will take people out and they'll get success. They'll film Sasquatch. They'll grow. They'll expand. It'll all be in service of the discovery process, which honors Dr. Meldrum and Dr. Benenagel, because people didn't take up their mantle, and I will not be that guy. That is, if I'm going to have a critique about John Benenagel, and I know he wanted people, he tried. There was a lady that was a PhD that he wanted to come and take on. She didn't do it. She crapped out. She wandered off. And Jeff, all his stuff, all his collection, who's going to take it up? And I already know there's stuff going on with that, but it's not good enough. He didn't have that. There's got to be that person. There's got to be somebody that's like, oh man, they got it. I don't even have that yet, but I got a good 40 years to get it all together, and I can bet you dollars to pesos. So Kyle is quitting his job. He's coming in May, and he will be a full-time Sasquatch researcher for the rest of his life. And he's coming right on these shoulders right here. Plenty of room for them. And I got plenty of space and plenty of work, and the people have been very receptive. He'll film the living hell out of all his expeditions, and there'll be a very, I want people to go, you know what? I don't want to go out with Todd. I want to go out with Kyle. He'll be in the movie and start even, I'm telling you all this, something to start thinking about for you. Do you want to do expeditions? Do you want to run expeditions? Do you want to start putting this stuff together? Because it's not much of a commitment. What I went through, the hell and back that I went through, I will never allow anybody to do that. That is not the way. That is not efficient. That is not effective. That's a waste of time. The crap, the garbage, the hell I went through, you don't need that. It's all been plotted out now. It's organized and composed. I know you need this, you need that. We'll do all these things. We'll get, it's literally like building up a franchise of what you need. And this is how we'll run these expeditions. This is what we do. And I'm very excited to bring this to North America and eventually to the world. Of course, I'm going to go to Australia. Of course, I'm going to branch off into places like the Yeren and who knows. So it's very, very excited. I'm very, very excited about that. I'm going to be talking about it a lot. Kyle's really excited. And it's so fluid, guys. Like, it's such a freaking fluid, brilliant miracle. I'm so excited about this expansion, and I hope you all are too. So it'll allow us to, I mean, as this year, I'm actually now taking out, instead of 30 people, 50 are coming out. More than 50. Can you believe that? Can you believe like that is like, oh, to me, that's just like, wow, 50 new people. Or no, 50 people are coming out, of which at least 30, no, at least 20 are brand new. That is nothing short of awesome. That's how this cooperation is expanding. And then next year, instead of 30 people, it'll be probably more like 70. I can do 70 people in Radium with Kyle and another assistant who will branch off. So, and I've been negotiating with that person this week. So I already have my third person negotiated. So now, and then after next year, Kyle's gone. He's in Nia Bay. Have a good day working with the elders there and that incredible piece of land with those absolutely outstanding people. So then we have two research. So the year after that, so now it goes from 50 this year, 70 next year, 70. Probably with Nia Bay the year after that, we'll be at 100 people a year. And it'll just grow. Then Kyle gets an apprentice, and Kyle starts growing and expanding, right? It's just never going to stop. So it's a thrill. I went off about that, but it just it's such a thrill to say that, guys. This has been a long time coming. I've only been working with 36 people a year for what? I've been doing expeditions like this for 6-7 years. It's stagnant. So time to change, and change is coming. So Les has been showing his past Sasquatch expeditions. Absolutely, yeah. I would love to connect with Amanda, Andy, and that's Daniel. Love to connect Daniel. So you guys are aware, Daniel's around. She went away for a while. Daniel's been involved in my life for 6-7 years. Like, she was guiding me when I was going through some hard times and helping me out in a really incredible way with personal issues I was having. So just so you're aware, like, I'll even do this again. I'm adding Daniel as a moderator right now. Daniel, and that's Daniel Herring. So that's definitely the Daniel I know. So she's now a moderator, and she has my stamp of approval. Like, I personally know her and would vouch for her. All right, Freeman, this is an amazing story. Yeah, I got some amazing stuff. My life is, man, magic and miracles. I'm so grateful for my life. I'm so grateful for all your support. I've seen 5 of them here. And don't we do this every time, guys? And people, never show up. But I'll do this again. Hi, Roger. Roger Paltridge 5552. Please send me an email at discoveringbigfoot@gmail.com. I would love to hear about the five Sasquatch. You and I might as well just, is this muted or is this going to get shut off? Because the odds of Roger emailing me at that email address are about 1 in 50. That's how bad it is, guys. So Roger, I'd love to hear about it, please. And people should know, be aware. I'm not a nice man. I'm good. If you want to know the difference between good and nice, watch Matthew McConaughey talk about the difference between a good and a nice man. I'm not a nice man. If you're lying, I'm going to bust you. If you're not telling the truth, you don't want to be interviewed by me because I'm going to get to the truth. And if you have the truth to hide, you're talking to the wrong individual. So don't come lying. Don't come BSing around me. I'm a wilderness expert and I'm going to find out what the truth is. I'm going to get you. I'm going to read right through your lies and I'm going to discover the truth. On the opposite end of it, the many people that are telling the truth, and if you come and talk to me, I will teach you much more about what's happened with your sighting. I will blow your mind with the reality of what really happened during your sighting. People have no idea. So so to the people that are telling the truth, I would highly recommend you get interviewed by me. We're just going to dig out the truth. That's what I do. We get to the truth, we dig it out, we excavate it, and I show you things that you just never. I have literally, in the past 5 years, I have never interviewed someone who legitimately saw a Sasquatch and didn't freaking blow their mind. I'm literally going, you did this, didn't you? He goes, yeah. And did that happen? Uh-huh. Well, then this all came together. Like, even just imagine this. I just had this conversation recently. This wonderful man who was building a log cabin out in an area in the United States. And he does some trapping and stuff. And the Sasquatch started doing these little things for him. And then he had an eyewitness account and he saw a Sasquatch. But now he goes back over the years. That Sasquatch was there the day he showed up. They were happy to have him. And I proved that. So now he's seen a Sasquatch. He's a little scared. And I go, you just saw one. You know, they've been there since you came. He goes, well, what do you mean? And I interview him, and guess what? Man, they have, like, he's like, wow, they really have been there, like, since the first day I came. In fact, they accepted him. They were happy he was building the cabin. They knew he was going to build the cabin, and they supported him building the cabin. And I factually dug stuff out that just had the guy almost in tears, like, wow. I told him something, and I said, you know what? The Sasquatch have been interacting with you, trying to mind speak with you, and communicating with you for so many years. That Sasquatch was like, I'm over here. And the Sasquatch walked out to say, for God's sake, I've been here this whole time. I've been watching you for years. Like, look at me. And he agreed with me. And he knew I was telling the truth. And he settled right down. And he went back out there and he didn't abandon the land. He got back to it because he's a beautiful, amazing human being who told me the truth. And I unveiled a deeper truth that freaking blew his mind. And now he's having this incredible relationship with this amazing Sasquatch. And it's greatly in due to what I've been taught by Sasquatch and what I've been taught by all the colleagues and mentors and people that I've worked with. And it feels amazing to be able to take someone who is feeling that fear paradigm and put them back on track by illuminating them to the beautiful truth of their sighting, of their interaction, of what they've earned and deserved. Because this beautiful man who loves nature and loves the plants and loves the animals, he's automatically symbiotic with the Sasquatch. That's why they appreciate him. Because if you don't love nature, if you don't adore nature, if you don't treasure nature, you will not have a relationship with the Sasquatch. Not possible. They are nature. They are the biology. They are the natural world. It's everything about them. They are naked and connected to nature in ways that no human being will ever be, well, can accomplish in my lifetime. It is literally not possible. That's how connected to the natural world they are. Naked, touching the ground, feeling into the trees. They have so much to teach us. So, and I'm so happy to illuminate people to the truth, because fear and lies and deception cloud and cause chaos and anarchy. And my whole purpose and the purpose of everything I do is to create clarity and truth and understanding, and it makes the world a beautiful, better place. My message that I'm here talking on behalf of the Sasquatch, I hope you don't think this is the most important lesson anywhere. I'm going to be transparent with you. This is so important. We have to get back to our true nature, our true biology. It is the most important message. That's why I feel so absolutely immensely passionate about this discovery process, because it's not just some primate running around the bush bipedally. It's not it, guys. These are this discovery process fixes everything wrong in the world. And you go, what the hell are you talking about? Well, telepathy causes people to be honest and forthright and truthful. And you can't be deceitful to someone who's telepathic. Your true biology and your true nature, everything you were designed by nature, by God, by Mother Nature, by our true biology, like what's inherently in our DNA. It's not in civilization. It's out in nature. And don't take my word for it. RFK Jr. told me this just recently. The greatest men who have made the biggest religious discoveries of all time, Muhammad, Buddha, and Jesus, all found their greatness in nature. And whether you believe in those men or those religions, those philosophies or not, means nothing. What I'm telling you and what I've experienced is that holds true to life currently today. You can find your true nature and your real biology. The chaos goes away in nature. In the natural world is the preservation of everything that is great that we've ever wanted, that we could ever need for, is in nature. All this stuff, my daughter was asking me today, Daddy, where do houses come from? Well, they come from nature. What do you mean? Where do the bricks come from? Where's the cement? Well, those are rocks. Oh, okay. Well, what about the wood? That's trees, girl. It all comes from, all the greatness that what we have is from nature. What makes a car go, Daddy? Oil. Oil is decaying plants and organic material that we've found a way to, and we chemically alter it and change it, and it can damage the environment, obviously. But it's from nature, guys. It's really, get that. Stop thinking you're not one with nature. Stop it. You are. You're a natural being. And the more you can get back to your true nature, the more you will thrive. The more you fight it, the more you become domesticated and technological and separate from your true nature, you will be unhappy and you will be confused and you will live in chaos. And that's the message that's coming out here. So it's not just, it's not a hominid discovery, guys. It's going to change the world. Sasquatch are telepathic. They're going to teach us how to be telepathic. And right there, that knowledge, that ability that we all have, it's going to make the world an incredibly better place. Never mind the biology, the nature, the connectivity you can feel. Like it's soulful. When you go into nature and you resonate in that frequency and you stop thinking you're separate and you become one with nature. You want to talk about bliss? Look at me. I feel bliss. Like I can't sleep anywhere in civilization like I can sleep in nature. Those trees comfort me. The land, the plants, everything is in this beautiful harmonic frequency. And I get into that resonance and I just flow. What does it mean to be human? People don't even know. What does the word human mean? I've talked about this before, but do you remember? Human is Latin. Hu means light, and man is to manifest. Human is the manifestation of light. That's what you are. You're a soulful light being. And that light comes from nature. You must understand this. And you can't think you're separate. If you're eating processed foods, I'm sorry. That's not the true way. We know now when you eat natural, organic food, you're at your healthiest. Why do you think that is? Because that comes from nature. And the stuff I'm learning, even this, I have a lady in Alaska who's a seed thrower. And she goes, I go, well, I'm Todd Standing, I eat organic, all this amazing organic food. She goes, your food's crap. I go, but it's organic and good. And she goes, they row it up and everything grows. She goes, my carrots, I throw seeds and only the strongest carrots grew out of the soil. And I pick them and eat them. And I'm like, she's right. Of course she's right. Every carrot they plant grows and gets plucked. It is organic and it's pretty good, our agriculture. But that carrot compared to a carrot that had to fight and thrive and work against other plants and then grew through struggle, that is going to be the most nutrient dense, healthiest, strongest carrot you can eat. And who eats that? The seed thrower in Alaska does. So there are levels, just like I told you earlier, there are levels to everything. And I'd like to get to that level. How about you? So and that's what this is. That's what this discovery is about. It's so much more. And I am a Sasquatch researcher, and that's my job. If I filled out an application, what's your job? I'm a Sasquatch researcher. But in the wilderness, and the way I guide people, and the way I work with people, I'm much more of a Tony Robbins of nature. I'm teaching people about nature and the natural world. And I don't know anybody who's teaching this lesson, like a famous person like an Andrew Tate or a Jordan Peterson, like that's out there pounding this. Who's the Kim Kardashian of teaching us about our biology and the natural world and nature and getting back to that and stop being so damn domesticated. Most people don't even know. The more domesticated you get, the less connected you are to nature, and that's your true self. You must understand this. When you domesticate a pig and then you let it go wild again, it gets back to its true nature. And believe me, it's happier that way. So, and that's what's happened to humanity. And the message that Sasquatch is telling us, and this is so important. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the live show. It's been very clearly shown to me. The Sasquatch see us as brothers that went off and did something horrible and took a big risk. See, they stayed in nature. They never left it. And we, the most man-like, the most Sasquatch-like beings on the creature, from our perspective, the Sasquatch are the most man-like species on the planet. They let us go and do the dark, horrible things. And we did it. We went out and became technologically advanced. And they see us as we did the hard thing. That was the brutal, tough thing. And they're right. If you think that civilization is sunshine and freaking rainbows, whew, I'm impressed and I love and admire our civilization, but it's not like nature. It's not like the natural world. It doesn't have that flow. It hasn't found equilibrium and balance like you find in nature. And what the Sasquatch are saying is we're the brother that went off as the dark sheep, and they want us back. They love us and they want us to come home. So I know I've never talked about that publicly. So it's something I get very emotional about because they feel empathy for us. They feel the the chaos, like all the crap that's going on. I don't care if you're what side of the coin where you are politically. It's a freaking lot of chaos. And we have not found balance and we have not found equilibrium anywhere. It's chaotic, it's hatred, it's negativity, it's confusion, and that's not balanced. And nature always finds its natural balance. And I don't know if we can find it in civilization. I don't know how, but the Sasquatch want us back. They want us to stop walking away from our natural wild self, and they want us to come back, and they want it passionately, and they love us and they miss us, and that's why I'm here, and that's what I'm doing, and that's really the message from the heart is they want us back. And now you have to ask yourself, my brother wants me home. What am I doing to help facilitate that? And don't make excuses. You can do it. You can start getting back to nature. You can start being more organic, taking better care, drinking better water. There's so many things that you have to do it. And I know because I still have stuff to do and it's still not enough with me and I still have work to do. So I know you do. So let's keep pushing that and and working towards the betterment of our whole beautiful world because nature is absolutely amazing. I haven't even got down to Andy. I'd love to hear her email. I'll try to message you. So I should give a good. Let me just give it a big spin down here because there's 100 questions. I'm going down to Brian Wolf. Brian Wolf is my name. I'm from Long Beach, Washington. I live in Yakima. Now you may now me and some of my friends had this experience in the Pacific country on the peninsula. I would love to hear about that. Please, discoveringbigfoot@gmail.com. That is so cool, Brian. So I'd love to hear more about that stuff. And you know what I feel? I go with my feelings. I feel like Brian's actually telling the truth. Like Long Beach, Washington. I live in Yakima. Like these are, I don't know, something's resonating about this. So please send me more information. I would love to hear about it. Oh my God, yeah, the free photo thing. AI is amazing. AI is not giving the photos back. So I have to go fix that. So I'm about not even exaggerating, guys. I'm about 1,000 people behind. So I have to send over 1,000 emails. The AI has failed me. AI was supposed to spend these out. and it failed me, and it refuses to do that now. It's literally saying, I'm not doing your email and I won't touch your email because it's not ethical. Thanks. So that's what happened, was an AI error. I believed in Google Gemini, and then it went to do it, and then it's failing and failing, and now Google Gemini is saying we're not allowed to do emails and have access to them because it's not ethical. So I'm sure you guys are going out there. Todd, you need Chat GPT. Todd, you need blah blah. I get it. It's all coming together, and it's very important to me, and I'm going to get all that figured out. So it'll happen. Um, Thanks, Nicole. You have a wonderful 2026 too. Come to Texas. I love Texas. I could talk 1,000 stories about Texas. Texas is absolutely amazing. So, um, uh, Whitefield, you just became a Patreon member. I saw that. So you'll get a link to part 1 of Discovering Bigfoot, part 2. And you'll get some photographs and stuff right away. I actually saw your email pop up, so I'm catching up on all that. So we'll get there. That's something I'm just going to personally do for my Patreons. By the way, I know what you did is legit. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, something's resonating about you. I don't know how. I have become very telepathic. Um, I was with Darren Browers today. He's had 2 sightings. He's one of the people that's had multiple sightings with me. He's a close friend and a colleague. And I was literally, Darren's like, "What are you doing?" So Darren's telling me about this, about a day we had really good success. And I'm not looking at him. I'm looking down. I'm doing this. I'm looking away. He goes, "Are you listening?" I go, "Dude, I'm feeling into this. Like I'm seeing him in his mind." And he wasn't so sure. And then I start asking him, "Hey, what's that branch?" He goes, "Are you in my head?" I go, "Yeah, I am. I'm in your head, dude." I'm starting to get really weird, where I'm doing things that people are like, "What just happened?" I do it on the phone with people. I get into this synchronicity, and I get into this frequency, and I start seeing. I close my eyes and I see what they're saying. So they tell me, "Hey, I was out in Washington State and I was driving down the road," and then I go, "And there were mountains on your left." And I go, "Yeah, I didn't mention that." "And the river was on your right." And they go, "How do you?" They get, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm in your, like, I'm feeling, I'm seeing what you're showing me." And this is happening a lot. So I'm becoming a very powerful telepath. I'm very passionate about what I do, and the people that I get a frequency match on, and that's a lot of you out there. I think a lot of you even know what I'm saying, don't you? This is this is just the evolution of telepathy, of mankind, of this research. So yeah, people, in fact, they don't really get weirded out. They're shocked at first, and then once we're moving on, I'll even pick up. I go, "What about who you were with somebody? Who's that person with?" "Oh, that's my friend. I forgot to mention that Judy was with me." And this is Kate telling me this story, right? And she's like, "I can't, that is," and they get over it after a while. They're like, "Okay, okay, Kate was there. You're right. I didn't mention Kate." And Kate was wearing some camo. What are you wearing? It's that deep, y'all. It gets very deep. And you don't have to take my word for it. People that come on expedition, they're seeing the evolution of Todd Standing. This human being is changing. I fight for growth. I fight to change. I fight to expand my knowledge and understanding. And I'm saying this because I expect that from you as well. It has been the most difficult thing I've ever had to do, is telepathy and become telepathic. And I'm actually winning. And it's taken so many years. It's been such a struggle. But I'm really starting to see the fruits of my labor and tremendous success with it. I'm telling you this because if this old man can get it done, if I can get through it, anybody can do it. Because I am not special. Don't ever think that about me. I find that very offensive. "Hey Todd, you're special." I don't know. I'm nothing. I came from nothing, nowhere. I busted my ass and I built this brick by brick, stone by stone. I put this together. You can say you're a damn hard worker and you're dedicated, and you can appreciate that, but don't ever tell me that anything came by me just by genetics, because it doesn't work that way. I fought and I struggled through anything. I had so much trouble with every single thing I've ever had to do. I speak well, I talk well, I do well in front of audiences because I failed and fell on my face and pushed through it. So if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. There's nothing special about me. In fact, I really want you all to feel, I hope that this can come through, that this work that I do and that you help me on, all of you out there, Paul, Darren, James, even on here, Julie, Royal, all, Andy, it's our journey, and it's our journey. And we're all part of this, the Bigfoot Mod Squad. I love that, right? But I want you to take some pride in in what us humans are doing. Us humans. This is I couldn't do this alone. I tried to do this alone for a long time. Man, I would have been dead. I stopped doing this alone because I came back and I was hospitalized for exposure. I nearly died. And I was like, I can't do this alone anymore. And I need help. And now I'm here getting the help that I need and giving back. So it's very symbiotic, our relationship. Y'all help me and I give back and help you. I give you cool, entertaining stories and I get amazing information. And you all matter so much, so much. I can feel it. I feel it in the show. I love doing this program. How many live shows have we done, y'all? Like, oh my God, 100 more. And what's amazing, like I just smile because I really enjoy doing them. It's a wonderful use of my time. It's really good energy, and I'm gonna have to end the show right now. But just really, I will continue to strive to take excellent care of myself. I work out 6 days a week. I eat incredible, amazing, good food, and I do everything I can to be strong and healthy and fit. And I since I do that, I expect that to reflect in you. So go make a difference, go care, and love this beautiful world and make it a better place. And I can say that because I do that, so I expect that from you, and I'm sure you all do that in many ways. So take care. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.